So what are your expectations for this trip to Morocco?
When I look at you, I don't expect much.
Son of a bitch!
Moonlight, let us go on all night.
Expectations is to take you as far as possible, not in terms of distance, but in terms of progress.
Not an easy task.
I've been doing a lot of traveling and filming in Morocco this winter, internet. And I've decided to share one of them with you on video. It's from a small group of 3 people who had already come to experience Albania last summer. Christoph, Valentin, and Kevin.
Why this one more than any other, you may ask? Well, for one thing, there are 3 of them. So it'll be a lot easier for me to document this adventure for you. And secondly, because all 3 of them, in their own way, are the perfect embodiment of the philosophy I'm trying to pass on at the Academy, which is believe in yourself and to surpass oneself in order to succeed.
Intro. Hi, I'm Tom. I'm an instructor in just about everything that rolls, and my goal is to try to get you where you think you can't go.
Make me work, make me sweat inside, make me feel like I'm alive. Take this hurt, lady, throw it in my face. Don't let these bones slow you down.
Thanks to all the tippers who financially support this channel, and to my partners. We can only go so far together, so if you want to help us, don't forget to subscribe. Now that all that's out of the way, here we go. The 4 of us set off together from my home on a motorcycle, heading for Barcelona to catch the boat. Boat, which will give us 48 hours to discuss the program he wants to do. Because yes, internet, I've already told you, but I don't think I'll ever say it enough. Do you want a motorcycle ride? Something organized in the conventional sense? Don't come to me. Here, I'm going to accompany them on a real adventure. We don't have any hotels booked, nor any restaurants. And as for the tracks, I always favor unfamiliar tracks if I'm going to a country I've already been to. The aim is for us to be in the real thing. So these 48 hours on the boat will allow us to discuss and plan what we're going to do. We'll have 9 days on site. It's up to me to try and give them as much as I can to make them as independent as possible according to their expectations. Maybe you're thinking, well, it's going to be easy. Nothing has been prepared for him like this. Yes, you can say that. But if that's what you're thinking, you're way off the mark. It may sound strange when you say it like that, but knowing how to improvise can't be improvised. Well, we're already enjoying the joys of touring training. We drove until nightfall. We've done almost nothing but drive for the time being, because we've already got close to the Algerian border. And then, we stopped off in a tiny village in the mountains, which was calling us to eat, because we hadn't eaten at lunchtime, since we'd arrived at midday, and then just kept going. And in this little village, we asked the locals, of course, you know where we could sleep. He said, sure. He called us his friend, who's taking us to his B&B. Yes, the trail leads to his place, in fact. Okay, that's great. Gete tagma. Magnifique. Who wants tea? The decision has been made. We're going to take a leisurely descent along the Algerian border towards Chebi at first. First, the JT is barely behind us, and we're already tackling the first Moroccan tracks. I don't really know this part of Morocco, not at all if I'm honest. And I love it. I'd obviously done a lot of work on the maps before coming, and I was expecting, if we went this way, that the scenery would be rather desert-like, shall we say. And I must say I'm not disappointed. But it doesn't take long for us to leave Matras and sail to Cape Town for the first time in our trip. That is, using the points of the compass. On the ground, this direction looks more interesting than Matras, so of course we go for it. And it doesn't take us long to experience our first adventure of the trip. On my map there's a bridge. And indeed there is a bridge, but how shall I put it? I wasn't really expecting this type of bridge. We quickly spot traces of a mobile home, confirming that yes, locals do pass through here. So we discuss it with the group because we have 2 options. Turn back.
or cross the bridge. And what do you think they chose? Well, the bridge, of course. So we're going to set up various actions to maximize our safety during the crossing. Because yes, I didn't tell you, but Kevin has an enormous fear of heights. There are 4 of us in all, so it's a potentially dangerous passage. It could be done without insurance, but if there are 4 of us, we might as well maximize safety. So we're going to create a baudrier. For this, you need 5 straps. It's very simple. 1 ventral, 2 for your thighs. I took the biggest.
No more little bitches.
So 2 around the thighs, and the last 2, we'll put 2 on for security. We're going to connect the right thigh and the left thigh to the belly band, and this will be the trigger guard on which we'll hold on. Basically, we recreate a baudrier simply with straps. Then, in parallel with that, there's a person who's going to take care of securing the man. It's important not to put any tension on the strap. If there's the slightest imbalance, we'll pull him back onto the deck. The other 2 people will be on the bike so that we can pull in sync if there's the slightest problem. 1 at the front, 1 at the back. These straps are placed high enough on the bike, as high as possible, to be able to pull it if there's the slightest imbalance. You really have to intervene very, very early, so the straps aren't stretched out in front, behind, or in the middle. But if there's the slightest problem, there are 3 of us to take care of the mess, and if the bike's gone, we let it go. We're going to hold on to him anyway, even if I'd like to get rid of him. Anyway, that's the technique I use when I abseil a motorcycle. I don't have a harness on me, it takes up too much space, because with the straps, you can do it. We store the whole wrap of straps to make sure we don't get our paws caught in them. We'll add 1 last strap, which I'll install at the last minute, but which will pass through here, where I'll be able to get my hands on it. In there where I can... Go ahead, lean back. Look at that, can you do an encore there? Do you want to with or without the motor?
When we're on it with...
Stalling is strictly forbidden. Stalling can be very, very dangerous because it's going to give you a jolt and you're going to lose the team on one side or the other. So, with the engine if you like, but stalling is strictly forbidden. You have to be 300% sure that you can manage your clutch so as not to stall. Yes, you're on it.
I'm going to sit up straight and see what it does in terms of detail time.
Yes, and then I'll tie you up. I'm going to tie you up. There's nothing very complicated about it. You just need to master one of the first skills taught at the motorcycle school. That is, being able to ride in a straight line. So what makes it difficult? Well, again and again, our emotions. Because if you take them out, I think any biker can ride in a straight line on a strip 50 centimeters wide. Breathe, Kevin, slowly.
Me?
How's it going, Valentin?
Good, that's good.
Good!
Very good. Thank you.
Bravo!
So, here we have a technique with Christoph, who was sure he wasn't going to make any clutch errors. But since he wanted to show us another way of passing, he decided to do it without the engine. It works just as well with the crack team behind.
Afterwards, Tom had warned us. He had told us to take it easy for the first day.
I don't think you have a very relaxed face.
I'm pretty calm.
Oh, you mean when you're concentrating? I wasn't even used to seeing you, actually. First of all, bravo. Plus, we saved the best for last. All right, Kevin.
Yeah.
You got something to say?
No.
No, nothing to declare? Because basically you've got a sickly fear of heights, don't you?
Aber...
We're talking about someone, the internet, who, when he came to do his first training course, fell into hairpins. Not because there was a hairpin, but because there was a false flat on the edge of the hairpin, given that hairpins are generally found in the mountains. Let's go from there, Kevin.
Yeah, we are. At worst, you fall in the water.
Christoph always the word to reassure. Come on, we'll go at your pace, Kevin. You drive. You tell us, faster, slower. Anyway, there's 3 of us. There's 3 of us. They're not doing anything serious. That's very, very good, Kevin. We're here. We can do it. We can do it. Don't worry. Stay focused until... to the end. Way to go, Kevin. Bravo, Kevin.
Bravo, Kevin.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am. Who wouldn't be proud of me when you see where I'm starting from?
That's true. The bridge is over. We're back in the desert. We're heading due south. The further we go, the more we realize the immensity of the desert, the flat country, as far as the eye can see.
I'm feeling overwhelmed again. Heart beating, almost choking. Want this madness to end.
Sit back. Bottoms up. Yeah, that's fine. Speed up, speed up, speed up. As it moves, you accelerate. You guys okay? That's good. That's a nice gentle start. There now, that's fine. You're doing the right thing. But you've got to relax. I can see you struggling with the handlebars. The handlebars have to move by themselves, and you mustn't give a damn. But here, it's still a pain, and it shows. After that, everything else is fine. The only thing you have to watch out for is when it becomes a war, you slow down, which is a natural reflex. And that's exactly when, on the contrary, that you need to speed up again. Kevin, he felt it. This will stabilize your bike. And you, Val, didn't I see how it went?
Why, Nickel?
Their first ride in the desert. And they're all in visuals, it's magnificent. I've got to be careful. I'm right next to the track. It's a wonderful place to get set up. And there it is, precisely in this kind of situation, that the desert sets the most traps. As humans, if we're completely honest, we can't see a thing. Our eyes are absolutely not made to move at this kind of speed. So it's extremely easy to miss a big hole or a big bump. So we have to stay alert at all times, even though we can't see any apparent danger. And that's the hard part. I can refer you to the video on risk homeostasis if you like.
I want to kick the wall and shout a little bit louder, fly like a...
Good morning, day 1. The first sand zone. And now, the 3 of them are on the ground. We've started with baby sand before, which is good. It was very progressive. And now, it's real sand. It's still not as soft as when we're in the south. But we're getting very close. Well, first area of dunes. Interesting. Let's see what happens. It's perfect, because the sand is opening up very gradually. Before tackling the immensity of Achebi, it's better to be able to discover the sand gently.
Could have gone, bro, but you got my blood, so it's...
just a dream that's... Well, we're at the end of the first day. We're still riding, but fatigue is making itself felt. And the progress made on the first day is already incredible, beyond my expectations. As a result, it's exactly the kind of day I wanted to give them. We had the kind of Barulan track we have here. We had baby sand. Sand with a bit more body. But it wasn't the real southern sand we're going to get in a few days. So it's a perfect appetizer. And I really didn't expect it to turn out this way. In other words, I thought we'd have a much harder time than this in the sand. It's physically hard because there are lots of falls and you have to get up, up, up. But we take it easy and take breaks. And frankly, I'm really, really, really happy.
Okay, cause it's just a dream.
Right. Look at that. Father and son in the desert. It's not pretty. And a dream. Doesn't mean anything but... It means everything.
So if I give a quick rundown of where we are, we've done 240 kilometers so far. 59 kilometers per hour average speed. I'm recording, bearing in mind that I forgot to start the track at the beginning, 9 hours and 41 minutes ago. So we'll soon have been on the bikes for 10 hours, since... And now we're back on asphalt. And we're going to eat and take a nice break, which they've earned. We'll arrive between Chien and Lou in a little town whose name I've eaten, 50 kilometers north of Bouafa. We're going to eat some of those grilled meats that Moroccans are so good at. And as they're already quite tired, we'll also spend the night here, in the town's social complex. We'll need to build up our strength, because tomorrow will be full of surprises. I'll tell you all about it next week. Internet. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're going to Matsuga, across the desert.
Direct, tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow, we're in the Atlantic.
Kevin and I have a new schedule. Then we can explore the Dades Valley.
I'll try not to slow you down too much. Yeah, that'd be good.